Imagine being asked to replace one of the most beloved voices in soul music history. Imagine stepping into a group that had already become legendary. Now, imagine standing where one of Motown's greatest stars once stood. For most singers, that pressure would be impossible, but for this man, it became destiny. This is a story of a young man who grew up idolizing the Temptations, a teenager who studied their every move, a fan who dreamed of becoming one of them. Then one day, that dream became a reality. This is an incredible story of a fan who became a temptation. The singer who helped guide one of music's greatest groups through a period of change, and a talented artist whose contributions deserve far more recognition than history often gives them. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Damon Harris. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Before the fame, before Motown, before the Temptations, there was a young boy in Maryland, born on July 17, 1950. Harris attended Forest Park High School and graduated from Northwestern High School. He once planned to be an athlete, but he reconsidered. Like millions of black teenagers during the 60s, Damon Harris was captivated by soul music. He loved the harmonies, the choreography, and the style. And above all else, he was in love with the Temptations. Their records constantly played in his house. Their performances inspired countless of young singers, but to Damon, they represented perfection. Little did he know that his life would eventually become intertwined with theirs. As I stated, he was a huge Temptation fan growing up in Baltimore, Maryland. His favorite member was the group's falsetto singer, Eddie Kendricks. During his high school years, Harris and his friends founded the group The Young Temps. That was a singer group who was mainly influenced by Kendricks. The Young Temps recorded 2 covers of the Temptation songs, I've Been Good to You and Too Busy Thinking About My Baby. They recorded these songs for the Isley Brothers T-Neck Records in 1970. When Motown got a hold of this, they filed an injunction against T-Neck Records because of the group's name, and the single was released and reissued under a new name, The Young Vandals, and the song went on to reach number 46 on the R&B charts. After 2 T-Neck singles, in my opinion, Never Kiss Before, Never Kiss Before, and I'm Going to Wait for You, the group broke up because Harris felt that college was more sensible than the singing career. Also during this time, Harris was influential in assisting his old bandmate Billy Griffin in replacing Smokey Robinson for the Miracles. By the late 60s, the Temptations had become one of Motown's biggest attractions. They released songs that transformed them into international stars. And at the center of those many records was the soaring falsetto of Eddie Kendricks. His voice became one of the defining sounds of Motown, but behind the scenes, things was changing. In July of 1971, a friend persuaded Harris to audition for the Temptations. Eddie Kendricks, who had departed the group, was replaced by Ricky Owens, who was a member of the Vibrations. According to Otis Williams, Owens' performances was inconsistent, and the Temptations was looking for a successor. Prior to auditioning for Williams, Harris auditioned for Melvin Franklin, Richard Street, and Dennis Edwards. Williams was very critical on the young vocalist. who was almost a decade younger than the rest of the group. But Franklin, Street, and Edwards, they stood behind Harris as they really liked him. And because of this, he was officially a member of the Temptations. And he made his debut with the group a few weeks later. Replacing Eddie Kendricks seemed nearly impossible. Few singers possessed the range. Fewer could still match the expectations of fans. Since Harris has previously performed in the Temptations tribute, he was the perfect candidate. He knew the songs, the choreography, and the harmonies. In many ways, he has been preparing for this opportunity his entire life. Joining the Temptations was not simply another job. It was entering one of the most respected vocal groups in music history. Every performance will be scrutinized. Every note will be compared to the past. And every appearance will be measured against Motown's golden era. But Damon Harris refused to be intimidated. Instead, he brought his own style, personality, and his own voice. And gradually, fans embraced him. The early 70s represented a new chapter for the Temptations. Under producer Norman Whitfield, the group's sound evolved more dramatically. Gone was many of the traditional love songs. In their place came social commentary, funk influences, psychedelic experimentation, and longer arrangements. Damon Harris became an important voice during this creative transformation. His falsetto helped define the group's evolving sound. Success brought challenges. Touring schedules became relentless. Expectations remained enormous. The music industry demanded consistent excellence, and being a Temptation requires discipline, professionalism, and sacrifice. For Harris, every night meant carrying the legacy of one of the greatest groups of all time. It was both an honor and a burden. Harris' first album with the Temptations was solid rock. He performed falsetto vocals on hits such as Superstar and Take a Look Around. He later provided vocals for the hit singles Papa Was a Rolling Stone,
Big borrow steel to pay his bills. Hey mama,
Masterpiece,
possessions gone.
and Plastic Man.
I'm with him. Let me in.
He sang lead on Love Woke Me Up This Morning. And he got a lot of shine on the Temptations in Japan. By 1975, Otis Williams observed a change in Harris' behavior. When writing about Harris, he wrote he was respectful and easy to work with. Genuinely, he was a great guy to have around. Once the probation period ended, the big money started coming in and things started to change. Allegedly, during meetings, Harris began questioning how things was run in the group and wanted Edwards to complain as well. However, Edwards refused. While recording the song Glass House, Harris allegedly refused to follow Berry Gordy's instructions, in which Gordy instructed Williams to get rid of him. During the performance at the Apollo Theater, Harris gave an impromptu speech, thanking the audience on their behalf for helping them buy these fine mink coats, beautiful cars, homes, and diamonds. This led to him being officially fired from the group in 1975. After leaving the Temptations, Harris reformed the Young Vandals, renaming the group to Impact. They went on to sign a deal with WMOT Records in 1976, and they recorded their self-titled album along with 2 singles, Happy Man and Give a Broken Heart a Break. In 1977, the group signed with Fantasy Records and issued the album To Pack Its Back. That next year, Harris released a solo album titled Silk. Harris soon retired from the music industry, and he earned a degree in music from the University of Nevada. After graduating, He worked as a music teacher for special educational students. In 1995, he decided to relaunch his musical career and release the album Silk. He also began touring, sometimes billing himself as the Temptations Revue, starring Damon Harris. Richard Street and Glenn Leonard would sometimes perform with Harris Revue groups. He also toured with the former Temptations, David Ruffin, Eddie Kendricks, and Dennis Edwards before Ruffin and Kendricks passed away. While making a comeback into the music industry, at the age of 47, Harris was diagnosed with prostate cancer. In 2001, he founded the Damon Harris Cancer Foundation. On February 18th, 2013, Harris passed away from prostate cancer at the age of 62, just 9 days before Richard Street. Despite his contributions, Damon Harris has often remained overshadowed by legendary names associated with the Temptations. Many fans remember the original lineups, others focus on the lead singers, yet Harris' work during the 70s helped sustain the group's success during one of the most important periods. Without him, the story of the Temptations might have looked different. Today, Damon Harris has a unique place in soul music history. He was not just a replacement, nor a substitute. He was a talented artist who helped guide a legendary group through one of the most ambitious and evocative periods. His voice became part of classic recordings. His performances became part of Motown history, and his story continues to inspire musicians who dream of achieving the impossible. Some people spend their life admiring greatness, while others become part of it. Damon Harris, he did both. He grew up inspired by the Temptations, and then he helped write one of their most important chapters in history. His journey reminds us that dreams can actually become reality. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song by the Temptations that features Damon Harris? Before I go, I want to take a second to promote my Discord. Over here, I provide a safe space for my supporters. We discuss music of all genres. You can provide me feedback on recent uploads, etc. If that interests you, then go ahead and check me out. The link is in my bio. While I have y'all here, if you would like to support the channel further, then feel free to become a member. By doing so, you help make these videos possible. I thank each and every one of you who supported me along this journey.